Thomas Ivey Jr. on February 1st, 1977, in Riverside, California. He and his family quickly moved to New Jersey. 5 years would pass before Phil Ivey would happen upon a game of poker being played in the back of his barber's shop. After asking his grandpa to teach him the game, he quickly began to take an interest in it. He even started to develop his own style of play before stepping foot into a casino. Ivey started making money as a telecommuter to start building his practice, and at the age of 17, he started playing his coworkers in poker. Accompanied with this influx of money and a fake ID, Ivey turned his sights to Atlantic City. When it wasn't big enough for him, he began flying down to Los Angeles, where he would play in semi-professional games. These games saw some thousands of dollars swings up and down until he hit his stride. It was said later in an interview by Ivey himself that he once had gotten down to $4,000 in front of him from his original $20,000. After then, switching up his antes, he began building back the money he lost and never looked back. After his rough patches in LA, Ivey has always remembered playing with a bankroll. Up until 2000, though, Ivey never played in the World Series of Poker main events, but fate would have him winning the World Series of Poker pot limit Omaha, and with it, $195,000 in cash in his 2002 finish against Amarillo Slim. Between that and the 3 World Series of Poker finishes in 2002, Ivey began his climb into fame and fortune. Ivey won the World Series of Poker 7-card stud high-low, the World Series of Poker 7-card stud, and the World Series of Poker shoe, which held inside of it 4 different games to win, which included Hold'em, Omaha, 7-card stud again, and 7-card stud 8 or better. And finally, he won regular 7-card stud. He earned over $362,000 in 2002. Some more of his professional finishes on his rise to fame included his 2005 Omaha finish, his 2009 No Limit finish, Ivey's 2009 7 stud finish, his 2010 horse finish, which included more games in it, including Hold'em, Omaha, and a few other games. In 2013, he won the mixed event, and in 2014, he won the 8 mixed event. After all of this, 2002 remained his best year on book with 3 finishes, while 2005 boasted his best financial year with over $600,000 in earnings. Phil Ivey and the world of poker. The world of poker is a world of fast-paced money and big decisions. Only a few have what it takes to master it. And when you do, you both deal with the good and the ugly. Phil Ivey is no stranger to the latter. In 2012, Ivey and his partner, Yin Sun, were sued by the Bogota Casino for edge sorting. This accusation meant that the casino was claiming the two players could tell the suit of the card by how the pattern looked on the edge of the backside of the card. Unfortunately, the casino won, and it was reported that Ivey had to pay the casino a whopping $10 million. In other words, that would amount to 10% of Ivey's current net worth. However, this wasn't his only misfortune. Ivey was also involved in a scandal between Patrick Antonius and Tom Dwan. Tom Dwan had built up quite the reputation, considering himself an unbeatable heads-up player. He was known to play people for ridiculous amounts of money, and the crazy part was that he was winning. It was at this point that Patrick Antonius wanted a piece of that action. So Ivey brokered the games, but things did not turn out the way Dwan had thought they would. When Patrick Antonius started winning, Dwan started pushing games back and even started canceling and even started avoiding Antonius. These games, since still ongoing, meant Dwan never had to really pay up since the games, quote-unquote, never finished, and the scandal could have tainted Ivey's career. Instead, Ivey's public image remained untouched, and in 2017, he was indicted into the Poker Hall of Fame. He is tied with Dole Brunson and Johnny Chan with 10 bracelets. All three are just behind Phil Ivey, who has 15. Phil Ivey, now worth over $100 million, is in the perfect point of his career to travel and retire. He sits on a luxurious $1.4 million mansion in Las Vegas and is one Rolls-Royce Phantom ride away from some of the biggest casinos in the world. However, this doesn't mean retirement, does it? It is difficult to say what Phil Ivey's goals are, but there's one thing he has not done. He has never won a World Series of Poker bracelet for Texas Hold'em. Although he has cashed in 32 times and made the final table 8 times, still all of Ivey's bracelets come from non-Texas Hold'em finishes. Maybe he will look to return to the tables to accomplish this one final goal. But without it, he has established his legacy as a Hall of Fame player. He now has his own master class where he can cement himself as one of the greatest of all time. Thank you for watching a Marius Martin production. Special thanks to iMovie, Google Images, Phil Ivey, and Microsoft Office.